This is Ben, Liam and Belle on Nova.
Well, g'day there, podcaster.
Welcome to Bintang and Nasi Goreng soup. A fun episode today. Had a bit of everything. There was a secret.
Little of this, little of that.
Yeah.
I don't want a little of this.
Little hot tease for you. Ricky Lee on the show tomorrow. So.
Yep.
Front of mind for us at the moment.
Yep. Some
Why
say
is that, Belle?
Some say we just did it.
Because she's on the show tomorrow.
Well, we pre-recorded it. That's why.
Whoa.
You know.
Yeah, we let the podcasters in on the secrets, the
Yeah.
tricks of
Well,
the
that's it.
trade.
I mean, Ricky Lee, she does drive. So
Yeah.
she's on later in
So
the day. So we've got to make, you can't
she-
expect her to be on early doors.
So I'll talk in days because obviously podcasts can be whatever day you want. So she's going to be on the show on Thursday, but we interviewed her on Wednesday.
You do live
we got
ones as
that.
well.
Some people might not have got that, Belle.
The person that we got live in an impromptu manner this morning,
Yeah.
possibly one of my
Yeah.
favourite guests we've had on the podcast this year.
They're not all pre-recs. when they're live, they're extra special.
There's
They're
a
not
little
all
bit of
planned
magic.
either.
Especially the man we spoke to. He's from that era where you get nervous because you're like, they're being very funny, but I hope they don't say something completely out of touch anytime soon.
A couple of people walked into the studio after that bit went to air and said that's the most wild thing that's happened this year.
Yeah, look, it's one of our favourite things. So you'll hear it as one of the first things in the pod. Enjoy.
Oh, it's hump day.
Oh, it's going to be one of those shows, Ben and Belle. And thank God you're here. They're bringing that back, which is cool.
I'm so excited.
But
by
you
the
know,
way.
you know how the best episodes were when they would go like into the car park or something. They'd go
Yes.
into like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, they'd go out of the studio.
out of the studio. Well, today's going to be one of those shows where at some point we are going out of the studio because I've got something planned for Ben and his wife Sam's upcoming pregnancy. Now, let's just say I think you and I are going to enjoy it, Belle. I think Melbourne will enjoy it, but I
Ooh.
don't think Ben will.
Would you say, Liam, it's going to be a little shocking?
Maybe.
Is it going to be me on a birthing simulator?
That's a good
The
guess.
oldest trick in the book, you
I,
could
It's a
say.
good guess.
Yeah, I saw the machine when I walked in this morning.
Ah, well, could have been for someone else. It could have been for Chrissy Swan's show. I don't know. I suppose we will just have to listen for another hour or so to find out what I'm talking about.
Whatif.com helps Aussies make the most out of every trip. Book a hotel, flight, late checkout and spa all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump on the What If app and get started.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Belle said something yesterday that stopped me in my tracks, Ben. Truly shocking stuff. I'm getting married to my fiancée Sarah in December this year. Belle, you recently got engaged, which is very exciting with your partner
Yeah.
Luke. So you're going to get married next year. And I suppose you just sort of talk weddings a little bit, when you're sort of in that stage of life, asking questions about things and, how do you plan this and whatnot. And we got onto the topic of catering. And you said something that I thought was a joke, but it's not, is it?
Well, no, because if you know me, you know that that's obviously what I'm going
Go
to
on.
do.
Tell Ben. Tell Ben what you're going to do.
Well, I'm not going to be having any meat being served at my wedding. There will be no meat being served, and the catering will be vegetarian because it's me, and I don't eat meat, and I'm against it. So you can't sit here and say this shocked you.
I'm going to remain cool, calm, and collected in this robust discussion, Belle. So I got married last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a meat eater.
Mm-hmm.
I had a veg option.
Mm-hmm. What, are you going to die if you have one meal without meat?
Oh,
Is that
I'm
what you're
Are
saying-
you going to die if you have a meal with meat?
Well, I don't want to.
It's
refuse
hypocritical.
To eat
It's
meat.
hypocritical.
It's not hypocritical.
It is hypocritical because I am a meat eater, but I understand people have different options. People want different things, and so I had that available for them. It's the same. It's the same for your wedding.
I don't want to support murder.
You're
In
not-
no
Yeah,
way,
but
shape,
hang
or
on.
form.
So Luke.
So then go to
Look-
a butcher and get a sustainably sourced meat.
That's still they're still killing the animal. I don't support any. You
Is
can't put
Luke,
sustainable
Luke
in front of it.
your partner? Is he veggie?
Well, he's veggie through me, but
Because it's also his wedding.
yeah. And I said,
So
I've said this.
if he wants to have a little, little steak on a little,
On the most important day of his
yeah,
life.
just on a little.
I've
on a little
mentioned
pick.
it to him already, and he was like, "Yeah, no, that's fair. If people have a hissy about they can't have, they have to have every meal has to have meat in it, then that's a bit ridiculous." And I said, "Thank you," but he has also now been open to the world of how much beautiful food there is that's vegetarian.
Oh, don't get me wrong. My wife's pescatarian. She did vegetarian for a long time, and you can have really good vegetarian food. I'm aware of that. But I'm also living in the real world, and I'm also saying if someone wants to have meat, they should be able to have meat.
Yeah, but you can't. What? You can't go one meal Without, like,
I feel
seriously,
I'll be
one
smuggling
meal.
nuggets in.
I can go one meal without meat, totally, but I just don't think it's fair that you see it one way. You're very stuck in going, no, it has to be this
Because
way.
it's not just me going like, oh yeah, I'll make an option. It's me saying I'm not going to support animals being killed for my wedding. No way. No way.
I'm going to load up on steak before I come.
Fine, you do what you need to do, but there will be no...
But do people do that though? Like, I swear I've been to weddings of people who are like vegetarian or vegan or whatever, but it's like, it's normally just options, right? Like I'm
Well, that's their
at
choice,
my
but-
wedding, I'll have veg options. There'll be gluten-free options. There'll be a bit of everything.
Yeah, but everything.
Bit of everything.
Bit of everything.
Keep everyone happy.
Great, good for you.
Well, to spite you, I might just make it all meat now. I'll be like, sorry, Belle, you're gonna have to enjoy that cheeseburger in front of me, and then I'll eat your zucchini in a year's time.
You can go one meal without veggies.
Yeah.
If
You can just do animals for one day.
If you only serve meat at yours, I just won't eat. That's fine. I
Maybe
I won't eat anything.
at yours.
Fine, don't then.
My posture's going to be slumped over. I'm going to have a bit of broccoli. I'm just going to flick it around on my plate.
That's your problem, Ben. That's your problem.
Great wedding,
You
but
be a
catering wasn't
5-year-old
the
and
best.
chuck a hissy. You do that.
Yeah,
what
wedding
do
was
you
alright.
think? Maybe Ben and I are just being completely unreasonable here. Michael in Sunshine West. What do you think, mate? Is that fair game? Belle's a veggie. That's her choice. It's her wedding. Can she just have a completely vegetarian wedding?
Yeah, look, guys, I'm completely on Belle's side on this
yes,
one.
Michael.
I'm a meat eater, and I went to a wedding last year in Sydney, and it was served as a full vegetarian menu, and the food was sensational.
That's
Yeah.
really nice
And-
to hear, Michael.
And I'm not sitting here saying vegetarian food isn't good. I'm just saying that Luke, your fiance, is a meat eater.
Don't
and
try and
you're
drag
just
him.
having a vegetarian
Don't
wedding.
say that you're doing
It
the
seems a
same.
bit one-sided to me.
Yeah.
I guess the argument there is if Belle is inviting you to a wedding, then she wants you to be there, and so it's like an honour to be in that presence. And
I
so
like you, Michael.
whatever is served is served. If you choose not to eat, then hey, on your way home, go past Macca's.
Exactly.
Maybe you could do his and her menus. So there's your menu, and then there's his menu.
Yeah.
No,
That would be fun.
no.
Yeah, and it's like a lamb gyros or something. I don't know, pig on a spit or something like that. There's like another tent where you can eat.
What's it called when you put the chicken in the duck?
Oh,
in the duck
turducken,
and-
yeah. Oh,
turducken.
mate, I'd be laughing at least if there was a turducken stand somewhere where we could load up. Anyway,
What is wrong with
what do
you?
you think? 13, 24, 10. What is your take on this? Should Belle be able to have a veggie wedding? We'll get everyone's.
Why is it up to everyone else?
It's a radio show,
I'm just
Belle.
keen to get people's thoughts on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, share your thoughts. I think the overall arching theme is you can. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you can. It's your wedding. You can do whatever you want. But it's more, should you? That's I think that's the question.
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
Should
Yeah,
Belle, as
Yeah.
a vegetarian, be exclusively serving vegetarian food at her wedding? Die in Oakley. What do you think?
Look, I just want to disclose I'm a full meat eater,
Okay.
but it's Belle's wedding and people have themed weddings. Let this be Belle's themed wedding of having a vegetarian type.
Yeah. Yeah.
wedding.
So maybe the theme is bland.
Maybe. But
No,
if you don't,
don't agree with
if you don't like it, just, I don't know, treat it like an escape room and you'll be out before you know it.
Treat Belle's wedding like an escape room. We have to work out how to eat this zucchini flower so we can get out of here.
Great call, Di. Thank you very much.
We have to get out of here within 2 hours, otherwise we fail.
We're going to starve.
Sorry, you have such a sweet voice and you sounded so lovely, but everything you said was just really mean. You said it so nicely.
I think she was being reasonable.
Mick, what do you reckon? Should Belle be able to have a veggie wedding?
Oh, g'day, guys. Yeah, I'm still sitting here cringing and shaking in my car.
Get
as I'm-
over it.
Yeah, like, in this world where everyone is treated as human
Yep.
and everyone should be respected
Well, the animals aren't.
as all of their thoughts and wishes, to go down one person's path
Yep.
seems really a bit odd, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
it's like
I don't
Mick,
know.
next week I'm looking forward to seeing Idols from Bristol, the post-punk hardcore band who are in town. They're my favourite band. That's not going to be the only thing on the playlist for the whole night just because it's my wedding. I like KFC. We're not all eating Twisters. where there's options. There's
Yep.
options of music
Yep.
and
That
things
has-
because
that
you
has
want the
You
different
want, you
people.
want everyone to enjoy your
that's
wedding.
it.
Because
You know?
your music has nothing to do with the murder of animals, and Mick saying everyone should be treated like a human and respected. Yeah, what about the cows?
Karen in
Oh, okay.
Donvale. Good morning. Should Belle, as a veggie, be allowed to have a veggie wedding?
Belle, you go, girl. You have a vegetarian wedding.
Yes,
I've
Kaz.
been to weddings. I like a drink, just like everyone else. I've been to alcohol-free weddings, and you know what? I survived. So you boys can suck it up, princesses.
Karen, please call anytime.
but Karen, if you had to rank the
Yeah,
weddings
Belle.
you've been to, the one with no alcohol would be pretty low on the list, I imagine.
Look, it wasn't my favourite wedding. I've
Yeah,
been to.
of
I'm
course.
not
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
if
of course.
it's still together, but
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm still having alcohol at mine. It'll be vegan alcohol, obviously.
Oh my god,
But
well, that sounds fun.
it is fun.
Gareth joins us now from Hawthorne. What do you think? I mean, are we Ben and I just being bullies this morning? Is Belle completely in our own rights to have an entirely vegetarian
I
wedding?
think Belle is completely right. I'm vegan myself, so is my partner, and we are planning our wedding as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We are going to have a vegan wedding because
Fab.
at the end of the day, it's me forking out thousands of dollars, and I don't want to sacrifice my morals for some people that are a little bit too sensitive.
You know what,
Yeah.
Karis? The good thing is as well, it's a good way to shave off numbers. You know how some people have a destination wedding because they know some people will say no.
Oh,
like
for sure.
if it says on the invitation vegan wedding, they might go,
Yeah, it proves
Well,
who your real friends are, yes.
Yeah, I had my engagement party, and that was completely vegan, and I had no one complain.
Yep.
People actually said, this food is so amazing. I didn't realize how good you can make vegan food because people think it's just vegetables on a plate.
They do.
Which they are so wrong.
Yes,
That
Karis.
means-
Oh my gosh, in this day and age,
That's
we are
how
so
they can't
blessed.
cook.
Karis,
That's
the
how
only
they
the
can't
only
cook.
the only point I come back to though is you said that if people are too sensitive, well then they just can't come. But then if I had my wedding and I just made it all meat, and then you didn't want to come because you're too sensitive, that's the same argument,
No.
isn't it?
Oh, I've been to weddings before where they didn't have a vegan option. Guess what I ate? I ate breadsticks
Yeah,
And I
there's
got on
always.
with it.
Yep.
because I didn't want to sacrifice my morals again.
Yeah.
well, yeah,
You just find something else.
you've got a good point there,
someone-
Karis.
Yeah, if someone can't
Well-
agree, can't accept my morals on life, like I wouldn't go to a religious wedding and say, "Oh, you can't do that religious practice," because I don't do that religious
Yeah.
practice.
I'm just okay. So for yours, Belle, though, if there was, so I said my wedding's entirely meat, but there's breadsticks. For yours, I'd like there to be a little cup of Twiggy sticks.
No.
Yeah,
so
just
just
a
so
li-
there's
Yeah,
something I can
just a bit
have.
of cabana
Just a
for
little
some
bit
of the
cabana.
guests. Yeah.
No, because then I've got dead animal
Well, look,
there.
Well, I had
see-
breadsticks.
Well,
so-
here's the deal. Obviously, Ben and I are fighting a losing battle here.
Yep.
And I didn't want to do this, but I think I'm going to have to bring out the big guns. I'm going to have to call Sam Kekovich.
the lamb guy.
I think we have to get the lamb guy on because I think you know Sam Kekovich, he does the lamb ads. I think he's the only person who can save us now, Ben. And if there's an off chance that we're getting some lamb souvlaki at Belle's wedding next year, then I'm going to take it. So I'm
Have
going
you
to
got
try.
his number?
No.
Yeah, I got
No.
Kekovich.
No.
We'll try and get onto Kekovich within the next 5 or so minutes.
Why?
the guy from the lamb. house.
Why?
Jeez, we're fighting a losing battle here, Ben. Belle's getting married next year. She's revealed she's having an entirely vegetarian wedding. A lot of people calling through to support Belle this morning. So Ben and I decided to bring out the big guns. That's why we've got Australia's leading Lambassador and former North Melbourne Premiership player, Slammin' Sam Kekovich, from the Lamb ads.
There's nothing worse than being un-Australian. I should know. I've been Australian all my life.
Help us, Sam. You're our only hope. Do you think you can convince Belle into not having a vegetarian wedding?
I don't tell me you guys have given up so meekly.
No, Sam.
What a pathetic
Sam,
effort.
we've
That is
been-
un-Australian.
We've been arguing with her for half an hour and we can't get it through to her.
You've been arguing with Belle, getting married at a vegetarian wedding.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
all I can say, I don't know if my contribution is going to assist you a great deal, but Belle, first and foremost, congratulations, darling.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Wait, no. Hang on.
It's a wonderful institution.
Yes.
Marriage is a fantastic thing. As a matter of fact, a good mate of mine has been married for a long time, and a lot of us mere laymen have had we've had a bit of a hiccup with our respective relationships. but I always asked him what the secret to a successful marriage was.
Oh, yeah?
He said two things. He said, honesty. He said, if you can fake that, he said, you're a genius. And secondly, he said, it's an imperative to eat lamb. Now, Belle, the other thing I'll quickly say to you, Belle, congratulations.
Thank you.
No, I'm assuming you're having a honeymoon.
Yes, hopefully.
Well, whatever money you put aside for your honeymoon, save it, because you'll need it for all your medical later on because of all the...
Sam,
Without eating lamb.
Like am I?
I would happily say that lamb and meat is the leading cause of heart disease and cholesterol.
Oh, I don't think.
And I don't think capsicum's going
Belle.
to do it.
Belle, you become an archetypal tragic, let me assure you. Lamb is a staple diet of Australia. And let me tell you, there's two words that best depict the spirit and the essence of the Australian character.
Mm-hmm.
And that is fair dinkum. And, of course, being fair dinkum, it's imperative to eat lamb. All right.
It's God's honest truth,
And the
Sam
best
Kekovich.
thing...
Yeah.
Now tell me, who's your beau? Who's your husband to be? What's he do?
Luke, he's ex-army. He's a soldier.
Ex-army. Well, he'd be a carnivore being an ex-army, Belle, for Christ's sake.
Sam, he isn't anymore, I can tell you that. I got to him.
Wow. What's he now? Lingerie salesman.
I think this is my favourite break of the year so far. Sam Kekovich
Belle,
trying to
do
argue
yourself
that
a
Belle should
favour.
eat lamb.
Belle, do yourself a favour. As soon as your gig's over, go straight to the butcher, get a leg of lamb and a couple of cutlets, and rejoice living in the best country, and give him the arse, all right? Get a real bloke. I'm available tomorrow morning at 9. Give me a bell.
Sam Kekovich, Australia's leading Lambassador. What an honour.
For the very first time, we were joined by Sam Kekovich on the show. You know, the lamb guy.
That was magical.
It was a wild ride. You didn't really know where he was going with what he was saying, and then it always ended with lamb.
Yeah. So obviously, Belle's getting married next year. She's a veggie, planning on having a vegetarian wedding. And you heard from Sam Kekovich himself, Belle. What did he say? He said the two most important things in a long-lasting happy marriage:
The two
honesty,
pillars, yep.
honesty, because you can't fake that.
No, he said,
and it's imperative.
No, he said if you learn to fake honesty, then you'll get through.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, that's a little bit different. And the second pillar was it's imperative to eat lamb.
Now, you did this
So
because,
you're missing a very important pillar there, Belle.
I'm going to have a vegetarian wedding, so all catering will be veggie, so you guys got him on to try and persuade me. And I was going in ready to fight. Like, I had my points ready, my usual kind of...
As you vegetarians do.
Well, it's just rational points to make that make sense. And I don't even know what just happened. Like, I had all my points ready to go, and then it ended up with him saying that I should leave Luke and get with him. And I don't know what.
Belle, I'm just trying to think, how angry you would be. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things you're like, oh, is this like the radio show bleeding into real life too much? But just off the cuff, would it be funny if Ben and I invited Sam Kekovich to your wedding?
I was thinking that.
To do what?
To be there.
Just giving lamb to people, like anyone who,
honestly, from what he said, it sounded like he would just try and come and break Luke and I up.
He'd be a great MC, though.
I was just thinking, imagine if, like, as the food was being served, Liam and I got up and go, "You're not going to believe it, Sam Kekovich!" And the music's really loud, and there's a smoke machine, and he comes out with, like, lamb, and he's just giving it out to
anyone who doesn't eat lamb's a wimp. You know, like, just that sort of...
If you did that, I would leave this show.
Sam Kekovich at Belle's vegetarian wedding. Oh, I think... That's pretty funny. We should do that as a part of a challenge or something. So it's like if we do a challenge on air, and it's like if you lose the challenge, you have to marry Sam Kekovich instead of something. Oh, we're just brainstorming, guys. This is probably more of is an off-air after show sort of thing.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
Well, top of the morning to you, Alison and Box Hill. How's things?
Good, thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, let's kick into this quiz. 5 questions here. Sad news. The Comm Games have been cancelled, unfortunately. Can you name one other country in the Commonwealth?
Oh, New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, New Zealand are in there. Yeah. Yeah. There's Rwanda as well, Kenya, Uganda. Yeah. There's a few easy beats in there. If you look, there's a few countries that you wouldn't even recognise the flag or the name. So it's like no wonder why we do well in those games. Lindsay Lohan has given birth to a baby boy. Who, out of Ben or myself, is expecting a baby boy any day now?
Oh, Liam?
No! We talk about it every day, Alison.
No, I get confused between...
No, that's okay, Alison. It's a great reflection to just... It's a reminder for us that no one knows the difference.
And to be fair, Alison, I am expecting my godson any day now. So
I knew you were expecting someone.
So just for clarification, Liam, the one who was talking, the one that does the quiz questions, that's Liam.
Yeah.
He's not having the baby. He's having the godson. I, talking now, Ben, am having the son. But Alison, thank you very much for playing. Elaine joins us now. Hi. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good. Do you know who's talking right now, Elaine?
Ben.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, what are we, guys? 7 months in? Okay, this is going well.
Maybe you guys could just try and sound a bit different.
Yeah, maybe one of us has to talk in a silly voice.
Yeah.
Well, start doing the rest of the quiz. No, Elaine, I mean, yeah.
No, we get it.
You can apologise all you want, but I mean, that we literally just said I'm the one who asks the questions.
But it's hard because our voices sound so similar.
And right now you keep switching between who's talking. It's
well, that tends to happen in radio,
conversation.
There's some backup there.
Yeah, it's kind of how it works. I don't know. Anyway, will.i.am has announced a new song with Britney Spears. What's will.i.am's first name?
William.
It is. Who on the team is called Liam?
Liam.
It's me, Liam, yeah. Commonwealth Bank is scrapping cash withdrawals and deposits at branches across Australia. In texting slang, what does ATM stand for?
Automatic.
Oh, no,
if text slang.
If you're texting someone and you said, hey,
I'm... at the moment.
Yeah, she's got it. Hey, Katy Perry has taken her 2-year-old daughter jet skiing. Can you finish these lyrics?
I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion.
And I'm gonna hear you roar. I'm gonna hear.
It's not right though.
It's pretty close.
She's on the right track.
I'll tell you what, we'll give Liam a shot. If he doesn't nail it, we'll give it to Elaine.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Liam in South Morang, yeah. Yes. Now even Belle's getting confused of who's who.
Caller Liam in South Morang, can you finish these lyrics?
I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion.
You're gonna hear me roar.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, Liam, bonus question, mate. Who's talking at the moment?
That would be you, Liam.
Yes!
Liam, you also get to choose the next song we play this morning. So, do you want to hear Fergie?
Please choose that one because it's been going for like a week now.
And we have said if no one chooses Fergie this morning, we're going to have to put it down.
However, it's going to be stiff competition because we could be throwing it back to an 80s classic, Forever Young. Oh, yeah. Slow dancing into your hump day.
Liam, what's it going to be? Do you want to hear Fergie or you want to hear Forever Young?
Fergie is tempting, but I'm going to have to do Forever Young.
Yeah! All right, we got to roll out the top. Fergie's getting killed off next.
Yep, and of course we are also going to play Forever Young.
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not?
Wouldn't you just love being in a band in the 80s, especially like a band like Alphaville, when you just have to be the guy who just, presses a key on the synthesizer every sort of 30 seconds. Like, you're not really doing much, but you still get to live the rock star lifestyle.
Like I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. I would love to have been at an 80s disco.
Mm.
Oh, it would have been so beautiful.
Well, look, clearly Melbourne is loving the 80s vibes because nobody for the entire week and into last week as well was choosing Fergalicious.
Fergalicious. Taste it.
And we have a rule where if a song goes on for too long and no one's choosing it, we have to put it down.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Why was no one choosing Fergie?
Well, I don't know, Bill. I mean,
Yeah.
there was plenty of opportunities for it to be played, and no one wanted it.
Now, look, normally what we do is we go to the handgun and we put it down. A little barbaric.
Yeah.
A little barbaric. I think we're better than that.
But it's short and sweet.
It is short. It is short and sweet, but I'm going to put it away today because I don't think we need to resort to that. I've actually got a different way of doing it, and I thought I would invite Fergie in this morning. Good morning, Fergie.
What's up? This is Fergie.
Hey, I just said who you were, but thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. So what I did was I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of the show budget, and I got a super deep trench, like a tunnel dug, and I got there's a trap door just to your left there, Ferg. So Fergie, if you can just go a little bit to the left, a little bit more, a little bit to the right, and then Liam, see that big lever?
Oh,
I've had
so I get to pull
so
it?
you can pull the lever if you want.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
There she goes. I also got alligators in there. Ooh.
She turned into a man at the end there.
Not a nice way to go.
Ooh, nasty.
Not a nice way to go.
That is... No, that's too...
Oh, Fergie.
no.
Oh, no. This is horrible.
Oh, it's like the crocodiles didn't quite finish her off.
That's not the fall on the Crocs normally get you.
What do we do?
You still got that in your pocket?
I still have the handgun, I guess.
We're going to get cancelled. We're going to get cancelled. Stop. Ben, stop it. It's too raw.
I love the idea of this being played. Like, there's so many complaints. There's like a boardroom. The
media
bosses
watch.
are like, the bosses are like playing this in suits, like looking at us while that's playing at the
At
speakers.
what point did
How do
you
how
think
do you
this is...
explain?
I would stand by that in a meeting and go, I thought it was pretty funny.
Deary me, Ben, you're expecting your firstborn son any day now, and, well, you are going to be in a lot of trouble next. You have no idea on what's about to hit you.
Well, I do know, Liam, because I saw it when I walked in this morning. You hired one of those baby simulators where it simulates birth.
we don't know that yet, so we don't.
I do know that because I've seen it.
Well, anyway, how's it all going? I mean, are you feeling well? Have you got your sort of night bag packed and by the door, ready to rush off to the hospital?
Yep. So we've got our overnight bag all ready to go.
Ooh, what's in the overnight bag?
So good question, Belle. So we've actually got 2 overnight bags because there was a bit of stuff because we wanted to be prepared.
Yeah.
And so you have like a change of clothes for Sam, a change of clothes for me. Sam wanted like what's that thing called where it blows out the
infuser.
An infuser.
Yeah.
So we've got an infuser with a light on it, so she can kind of like mood light the room.
Yes.
What else is in there? We've got like
Ben's Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
He'll be playing Mario Kart
in case I get bored. There's obviously changes of clothes for the baby when the baby's born as well. So it's just all those things that you need, but you're supposed to have it ready to go because you don't know when she's going to go into labor.
Phone charges as well.
Phone
and
charges
stuff like that.
And we've got the so a lot of people in the mum forums, they say make sure you get the 2-meter long cord.
Oh yeah,
because
always.
the power point's far away from the bed.
Yep.
Of course.
So the hospital bags are all packed, ready to go. So if you didn't know, we're 38 weeks and 3 days into the labour or into the child rearing process.
Whoa, 38 days in the labour.
But that means labour can start any day now. So literally from 37 weeks it can happen. So we're right in the pocket now where my phone could ring right now. Oh. And that means that she is going into labour.
Ben, that's really exciting. I'm glad your day bag's ready. You're prepared. I'm obviously prepared as the child's godfather. So it's an honour that's been bestowed upon me. How are you feeling as far as fatherhood goes? Have you read up on all the books and listened to the podcast? Like, you think you can raise a human?
So I got a book about that, and I got halfway through and I stopped reading it. And I just thought, this will come to me naturally. I'll be able to do this. So I just thought, I don't need a book to tell me.
It's probably half a book more than your dad and your dad's dad read, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're already a modern man for just doing a couple of chapters, I reckon. Well, that's the thing. Up next, Ben, I'm going to put you through your paces. I have a quiz on childbirth and fatherhood. And wait for this. For every question you get wrong, Ben, you are going to be zapped with one of those childbirth simulators, which I've arranged.
I already knew that because,
He
as
didn't
I
know.
said before, I saw it when I came in this morning, and I thought, oh, he's going to do a quiz.
You should see the shock on his face right now.
I reckon, honestly, we're probably like one of 50 radio shows
This is a new idea that I've constructed. I've not heard this before. It seems pretty groundbreaking and fresh.
What I will say is, even though it's not groundbreaking and fresh, I still think it'll be very funny to hear me hooked up to the simulator.
Hey, there's a reason 50 other shows have done it this week.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, and it's all thanks to Preggy Central, Australia's leading maternity boutique. You can shop in store or online now. Thank you to the folks at Preggy Central for giving us the simulator.
All right, the birthing simulator is coming up after we check your roads.
Yes, we will be heading into the birthing suite, so we might sound a little bit different when we come back.
At the moment, I am lying down on like a couch beanbag with a birthing machine simulator strapped to my abdomen. My pregnant wife, she heard we were doing this, and she said, from what she's heard, when you turn the machine up to a 7, that's period cramps. So she said, if you can't even take a 7, she said, there's no way you're going to survive childbirth.
Well, here's the thing. I've got a little baby quiz here, 5 questions. If you get them all right, if you're a good dad, you won't even be zapped. So you're not even going to know what the pain's like.
Are we going to have a safe word? Because I feel like we need one in case it gets out of hand.
Yeah. What's that stuff that you said comes out before breast milk?
Colostrum.
As long as you can remember that, that's the safe word.
All right, the safe word is colostrum.
Okay, well, let's kick into the baby quiz. Ben, question 1. Which way is the baby supposed to come out?
Easy. Upside down, head first.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm glad I paid attention in those birthing classes.
Okay. Question 2. If you don't get this right, you're going to get zapped. How many bones do newborn babies have?
That's hard because I know they have way more.
We all know that, mate. We just need a number.
Can I get it to the 100th? As in 500?
You going with 500?
506?
It's 300. Zap him, bro.
Oh, no. Ah! Stop it. Stop it. Ah, turn it off.
Sweet boy.
Woo! I couldn't control that.
Imagine 14 hours of that. Oh, he's sweating already.
Belle, what was that on?
I just cranked one side to like 7.
That was a 7?
Without a boost.
That's period pain.
What does it go up to?
10.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Okay.
I literally convulsed to the point where I couldn't control it.
All right, well, if you've just joined us, we're currently in the middle of a baby quiz on Nova 100. For every question Ben gets wrong, the TENS baby simulating machine will shock him. Okay, question 3.
Can I hold your hand, Liam?
Go for it. Why do fathers have skin-to-skin contact with their baby?
To develop a bond.
And
to keep them warm?
I read to feel safe. Zap him.
Oh, that's not fair!
Oh, he's really crushing that.
Hey. Don't you complain about your hand.
Oh, here we go. Oh, how the tables have turned.
Okay, only 2 more questions to go, sweet boy. Let's get through this together.
What was that, Bill? Was that an 8?
That was 8.
Okay, we have 2 more settings to get through. Traditionally, and in your scenario, who gets skin-to-skin contact first? The baby and the father, or the baby and the godfather?
That's a trick question. That's a trick question.
I know.
It would be the baby and the father.
Unfortunately, it's the godfather, Ben. Zap it good!
Turn that off. Turn it off, Belle.
Okay, we're almost at the end. Jeez, he's really sweating, isn't he?
Was that a 9?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it can only get a little bit worse. Okay, last question. This should be easy for you. Spell cesarean.
You know I can't spell. I think cesarean is a tricky word, and I think it actually starts with a Z.
No Z, unfortunately. It starts with a C. Zap him, Belle. To 10.
Colostrum. Colostrum.
What's Kalulu? He's really pushing through that. Oh, hang on, it's the safe word.
Colostrum.
Turn it off.
Colostrum. Oh, your finger's broken, Belle.
It's just really
You're on Nova 100 with Ben, Liam and Belle. Ben's just had a baby.
I want you to do something for me right now, okay? Close your eyes.
unless you're driving.
I still want you to close your eyes.
No.
Just do that squint thing where you're sort of half closing it.
Yeah,
half.
close one eye.
Close one eye.
Do what I do.
Unless
and go,
you are a pirate, in which case
both will be closed. So I want you to imagine this, okay? You board your flight. Great, you're on a holiday somewhere. Maybe you're going to go see some family. Maybe it's for business. I don't know. But you board your flight.
Yeah.
And you sit down. You settle in. You're ready to go. And then the pilot buzzes in and says, "We got some delays," which means we're stuck on the tarmac indefinitely. So you don't know how long you're going to be there.
That's
stuck
the
on that.
worst,
That's the
isn't
worst.
it? Yeah.
And you got to sit there like sardines in a can, and you're just waiting for the plane to take off. But then things take an even worse turn when everyone on the plane breaks out into song.
Ew.
That sounds like hell. That's exactly what happened over in America. So there was a flight from Salt Lake City, and it was mainly filled with Swifties because there was a concert on interstate. So they were all Swift heads. And there was a delay. They were stuck on the tarmac. And so to kill the time, they all broke out into Taylor Swift songs.
We were both young when I first saw you. I closed my
And they're waving their phone lights as well.
on the balcony in summer air. See the light.
Oh, no.
And yeah, I hate that they think that they're awesome.
Totally.
They think this is so good.
And like
TikTok.
like you said, Ben, got the torches on, but like filming as well, and
Yeah.
everyone's filming like.
You know
"Look
how,
at
like,
this."
you sometimes they're in a plane and you're like, they put you in the emergency row or whatever, and you're like, what would happen if I open that door right now?
Yep.
I feel like
Okay, I've never thought that.
I do
and
that all
that
the time.
is- you should never be in an
I
exit
wouldn't
row.
do
then.
it. I wouldn't do it, but I always think, like, what would happen?
Yeah.
You get sucked right out.
Well, I would honestly probably prefer that than be on that plane any longer than I needed to be. You know what I mean? I would just be like, well, you know, it's been nice.
Absolute.
Ben, what? Like honestly though, like Liam, I feel like you would sit there and kind of be like, oh, okay. But Ben, if you were on that flight and that started happening, like, what would
Well,
you?
The worst thing is you can't do anything about it because you're a crazy person if you go, shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
Yeah, then you're the weird one.
You probably get arrested.
Enough!
I'm sick of it.
I would like the air marshal to arrest everyone singing. I would like them all to be zip tied and have tape over their mouths so they
It's-
can't sing any longer.
It's an absolute flight from hell, and I would love to get your stories on the radio this morning on 13 24 10. Have you been on a flight from hell? What happened?
Sometimes you're not even expecting it, and then just all of a sudden you're like, wow, that was probably the worst flight I've ever had. I remember coming back from Bali like a few years ago on the old Jetstar flight, and I was probably like a little bit sick at the end of the holiday, and then you know when your ears are just all weird on the plane, but I wasn't as sick as the woman sitting next to me who just after like 2 hours just started yakking, just started going for it, and you know you can't really do anything about it when it's a full flight. They can't move.
Yeah.
And she was just filling bags up for fun.
Oh,
So I
horrible.
was sitting next to a Bintang and Nasi Goreng soup for 3 or 4 hours, and truly hellish. Like that's not a smell. It's not like a farm. It's not like a smell you get used to. It was just the worst.
I've had so many flights from hell. Like one that comes to mind was I remember being on a flight and I was on the window seats. I was very trapped, and there was a man in the middle row next to me, and I had and this is a true story. I had my tray table down, and I had no food because I wasn't hungry, and I just had a glass of water, like in a little plastic cup, and I finished my water, and the man next to me was having like a full service meal, and I kid you not, he was eating his meal. he put his rubbish from his gross meal into my empty cup on my tray table. Are you kidding me, sir?
Yeah.
Are you for real?
If anything, elbow room, it's contested territory over the armrest for sure, but another man's tray is another man's tray. I mean, that is not for your hands.
I wanted to murder him. I was seeing red. I couldn't believe the disrespect.
Your like, neck stress rash that you get sometimes would have been
to be fair, like
roof.
Ben is the worst possible like he does have his boundaries and you're not supposed to go into his bubble, so he's the worst possible person you could do that to. I mean, do you remember that time we had that caller, someone said that, this is a sad story, but they were on a long haul international flight and an older gentleman passed away on the flight. Like he actually died on the flight, had a heart attack. And we were like, geez, I've never thought about that before because there's obviously not like a lot of spare room in a plane. So we're like, what did they have to do? And it was, this is morbid, but it's just body bag in the aisle.
Yeah, literally.
Yep. That's that's hard to concentrate on your movie, isn't it?
That's a flight from hell
when that's happening.
Stacey,
what do you think's worse, the body in the aisle or that man putting rubbish in your cup? Then
rubbish in the cup. Stacey joins us now. Good morning, Stacey. Flight from hell. What happened?
Yeah, I was flying to America and I had like a spare seat next to me and then another guy and he kept smelling my hair the whole flight.
Oh God! Did you call like a flight attendant to try and get moved?
I just didn't know what to do. The flight was completely full except for the seat in between us, so I just kept packing like bags and stuff, like my carry-on in between us. It was horrible.
That's grounds to get the air marshal involved.
Stacey, so there was a gap between you, so he just kept leaning over. That is...
Yes. Every time I fell asleep, like I kind of woke up to him being a little bit closer.
It's like the dude from Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, not as bad though as the rubbish in the cup, but still pretty bad, Stacey.
Flynn in Brighton, we're talking flights from hell this morning on Nova 100. What happened to you?
G'day, guys. I was coming back from Bali last week, and I was on an overnight flight, so I thought I'd get a seat with a bit of extra legroom. So I was up the front, and I had about 10 people run past me, throwing up. Some didn't even make it to the bathroom, and it was right next to me.
Why were they all throwing up? What happened?
I don't know. I think they got the Bali belly, and then I got back Monday night and started vomiting myself, so I must have passed it on.
Well, yeah, I imagine if you got it on your legs and then...
the barley belly. That'll get you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. Appreciate your call, Flynn. You can keep these coming through on 13 24 10. If you were on a flight from hell, we'd love to hear your story.
Did you see that thing, I was talking about opening the doors the other day. Did you see that flight that, like, in China, the guy...
the dude opened it.
Did you see that?
What? Yeah.
The dude opened... Like, they were like... So, you're cruising at 30,000. I think they were at, like, 16,000. They were making the descent.
Yeah.
And one of the passengers opened the door. And it was like I don't think anyone, like, died or anything, but they had their, like, seatbelts on. And there was the guys sitting in the row in the front next to the door, and their cheeks, like... And everyone was just like, obviously the pressure in there.
I would have thought that there would be systems in place on a plane where you can't just open the door. Like, you have to be in the cockpit, you have to press a button that would activate a release so you can open the door. That seems insane to me. That you just open the door.
But it's the emergency door. It has to be accessible. You have to be able to do it in case there is an emergency.
I still would have thought there'd be like a button you gotta
weird.
flick.
Once you think about it, you go, oh, well, yeah, what is stopping anyone from doing that?
Well, let's move to Rick in Clyde North. What happened on your flight?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good, Rick.
Well, Rick.
Yeah, it's good. We were on a Lufthansa flight heading over to Europe, and we were a fair few hours into the flight, and the left engine blew up.
Whoa!
No. Hang on. So you were just running off one?
We were running off one engine, yeah. So it blew up, and the problem was the closest airport, because they had to make an emergency landing, and the closest airport we were close to was Bombay. So we had to make an emergency landing down there, and because we were... not able to do customs or anything like that, and they didn't know anything about the passengers on the plane, they escorted us off under armoured guard, and then we had to wait in a holding area at the airport for about 16 hours till they could manage, Lufthansa could get a flight for us to take out. And to add to that, Lufthansa couldn't get one of their own planes, so they basically hired an old China airplane plane
Yeah.
that came out of storage, and it was something like you'd see on Indiana Jones.
Right, so they had to like pull the tarp off of it. And
Yeah.
There was dust under it. See if the old girl still works.
Pretty much.
Rick,
Pretty much. And we had to rattle in that all the way from Bombay to the remainder of our flight.
Oh,
Gosh,
man.
I've always thought about what happens if an engine blows up mid-flight. I just stare at the wing the whole time, and I'm constantly in fear. What actually, in the moment that it explodes, is there an explosion or does it just conk out? What happened?
No, well, this one was just like a loud bang. It was a really loud bang.
Oh.
It didn't take out any of the wing as such, but you could see they have built-in fire extinguishers in the actual engine.
Yeah.
So it actually put the flames out pretty quickly, but it blackened the whole wing, and the wing was rattling. The whole plane was shaking quite a lot after that explosion
I wonder
happened.
if there's
and we dumped fuel too.
Rick, because obviously in hindsight, you had to spend 16 hours in a Bombay holding area, and then you got on that Indiana Jones plane. I wonder if there's some sort of voting system. You can live with one kidney. Like if you could, you'd probably be all right getting back to Tullamarine on the one engine.
Well,
Do you reckon hands up if you think we can get there just with the right?
When you said we were running on one, I thought that sounded fine. If the captain buster had said, ladies and gentlemen, we're running on one, I'd be like, that's pretty good.
Well, it's not
No way!
better than none. It's two sort of there just in case. Like
Overkill, if you ask me.
Yeah.
In my head, with one engine, you veer right the whole way. I don't know
Surely
why.
if you had one engine, you'd be going in circles.
It's one of those moments where you remember where you were when it happened. Yesterday, getting the news that the Comm Games were being axed and no longer being held in Victoria in 2026. It's like a knife through the heart, isn't it? I mean, I know myself, I dropped to my knees, was in the fetal position for a fair while, and then you guys snapped me out of it, and I thank you for that.
Yep.
It kind of feels a little bit like, in my eyes, it's like Dad has gone, you know what? We're not doing it.
Yeah.
It's cancelled.
If you're not gonna, if you're not gonna feed the dog, we're not gonna have one.
And I feel like as soon as I saw the news, I just felt like Dan Andrews was our dad, and he just went, nah, angry dad.
Too expensive.
We're not doing it.
In a lot of ways, he is Victoria's dad. And, he sort of made us all promise that this was going to cost $2.6 billion. Still pretty exy, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
It was blowing out to $6 billion. So he said, nah,
That's it.
Nah, that's it. We're not doing it anymore. But of course, Melbourne is devastated about this news. I mean, I'm sure, so many people were going to go watch Tonga and the lawn bowls and that sort of stuff, in Ballarat.
Did Tonga have a lawn bowls team?
A Tonga in it?
Yeah, they're in the Commonwealth.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, get around your countries.
Not anymore. I don't need to.
Well, when we found out after the show yesterday, we were really sad, and it was quite blunt because we just got the news just in sort of print media, and that's hard. It feels like that sort of news should come as a call from a friend. You should make sure you're in a safe space, and so we didn't want people to go through the same horrors that we did. So we cold called Melbourne to break the news.
Hello.
I come bearing bad news. The Comm Games have been axed.
I know. Not that it affects me because I never really watch it, so.
What?
No.
Everyone watches it.
I know, but I don't.
So popular.
No,
You've never watched the badminton?
No, and I used to play badminton, believe it or not.
Are you kidding me? You've never seen like Canada and the rugby sevens or the triathlon or anything like that?
No.
The bowls? You've never watched the bowls in the Comm Games?
No.
Yeah, we're missing out.
Hello.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, either's fine.
Good news is you're on Nova. Bad news is Comm Games have been cancelled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Hello?
Have you seen the awful news?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the Comm Games have been cancelled.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Would you have gone?
No, not really.
What is speaking?
Hello, are you sitting down at the moment?
Oh, no, yeah.
The Comm Games have been axed.
Oh, what? I was really looking forward to going to those.
Were you?
I do love going to sporting events.
So you were gonna drive to Shepparton for the javelin, were you?
Nothing like a bit of a road trip.
Hello?
Not good. I don't even tell you this, but the Comm Games have been cancelled.
Yeah, I heard that.
Would you say this is the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
No.
Huge baby news this morning. Lindsay Lohan has given birth to a baby boy.
Would you say that's huge news?
I think it is.
I don't think people were waiting with bated breath.
I will
Did
say.
she call it Herbie?
I will say I was actually quite excited for this because
Well, you need to get a hobby.
She's turned her life around really well. And
That
now
is
to
true.
be healthy enough and doing all this and having a baby, that's great.
It wasn't that long ago. Do you remember when she was wearing the gold dress and she was
in Ibiza?
absolutely off her rocker, just drinking cocktails all day and God knows
Yeah,
what
so
else.
look at her now.
You say she's turned her life around, but she could still be doing that, just not posting about it. You don't know her personally.
Hey, well,
But good for
on
her.
No,
Huge baby news.
It's not. Look, Lindsay Lohan, if you like The Parent Trap, well, there you go. She's grown up. She's had a kid now.
It feels like North Korea, hot topic recently, but it hasn't been in the news like super recently. Back in the news today, though, because an American was doing a tour in South Korea at the demilitarized zone, so like basically the border between North and South, and he crossed the line like too far, which is silly in itself, and then he got arrested by North Korea and the People's Army, and now they're in negotiations to try and get him back out.
Oh my god!
And there's like negotiations, and then there's like, oh no, you're going to be there for the rest of your life. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember there was that American tourist who went over there, and he took like a propaganda poster, and it was horrible. Like he came back to America in like a vegetative state and died like 2 days later. Like it was such a horrible, and they were just like, oh no, he was like that when we got him. Like it's you sort of take your life into your own hands if you go over there. And I know people do it, which is the crazy thing.
I
Hey,
think a lot of people don't realize, but you can go into North Korea, but from what I believe, it's all on guided tours and you're never left alone. So that's why we said 13 24 10. Give us a buzz if you have been there. Massive long shot. Sam joins us now. Good morning, Sam. So you've been to North Korea?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. I was in China on a uni trip,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, while I'm in the area, see if I could stop by, see what Pyongyang is like.
And so was it as simple as booking your ticket, flying in, and then you jump on a bus and they take you there? Talk us through the process.
Well, I got in touch with a tour company that does actually organise tours into North Korea, and it was the off-season because it was sort of the middle of winter there, but I asked if they could organise for me to go in by myself, and they sorted that out for me. So, like a lot of places, you get a visa, but when you touch down and you're glad to get off that plane, you get met by your guides, and you are, with them round the clock basically the whole time you're there.
Right. So it is like they're holding your hand through North Korea. You can't just go and do your own thing.
Not at all. Yeah, no. If you, I was warned, you don't leave the hotel. Like, that obviously leave me to my own devices at night, but they're like, stay inside the hotel. And I did.
yeah, right. So I mean, Sam, obviously you said like uni trip, probably a bit younger. I don't know if you have like a family now or whatever, but would you, now that you're a bit older and wiser, would you take that risk again? Do you reckon?
Look, even when I was on my way there, just on the plane, I thought, what am I doing?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty serious stuff, you know what I mean? And like
It is.
it's not even like, oh yeah, but like loads of, tourists go. I know people do, but there's also, you hear these horror stories.
I get the appeal though, Sam. Like I totally understand the interest in wanting to go and see it with your own eyes, but the problem is you're probably not going to see the real North Korea. When you were on the guided tours, did you feel like they were just showing you the nice parts of the city and that was all you were seeing?
Yeah, look, I mean, I got the feeling like, they were doing their job.
Yep.
They were taking me to the places that they take someone who's visiting. They wanted to, give a good impression of the country. I got the impression they were always trying to leave me with, like, happy things to say about the place when I went back home. So it's like a PR thing.
Yep.
But there are a couple of moments when I got to, have a chat over food with my host, and just kind of talk like normal people.
Yep.
As much as you can, and that's what I came away with. Was I just felt really sad for You know, North Korean people are just regular people too. They're just living in a really, really messed up situation.
Yeah, horrible situation. I mean, you hear these stories having there's only like the government mandated haircuts and that sort of stuff. And obviously, we've all seen the James Franco movie, The Interview, where it's like the fake supermarkets where the fruit's not real and that sort of stuff. Obviously, you can fake the sort of experience and have spots where it all looks like, oh, yeah, everything's okay here. Then we don't have like death camps and like, we're not doing horrible things. But what about the people sort of, you got your tour guides, obviously, who are trying to make everything seem peachy. But like, what about the people walking on the streets? Did people sort of seem like they were hating life, or were they sort of just, do you think that even they were a part of the PR sort of thing? Like the people in that particular area where you were shown as a tourist? It
was interesting because I was just there for a weekend, and Sunday is their day off. They have a 6-day working week.
Yep.
So I was able to actually, go to some shops and some other things on a Sunday. So there were regular people. I think in Pyongyang, it's probably the place to be if you have to be there, because you probably got a relatively privileged job. And so I think I got the impression these people have kind of normal lives, as much as you can in a place where, you don't have electricity all the time and you got to watch what you say.
Yeah.
My
It's
God.
super interesting.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Sam, thank you so much for coming on this morning and telling us about North Korea.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sammy.
Appreciate it. I wouldn't do it. Not me.
I would be tempted.
I could see you doing it.
I'd be super tempted to go over there and see it. But then also the reason I wouldn't do it is because I don't think you're seeing the real
No.
North Korea, so what's the point?
And I would hate to feel that I'm there as a tourist just going, oh,
Yes.
wow, cool, snapping
Like
some
a fishbowl,
photos. And-
like looking at...
Yeah,
100%.
it doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Oh, and obviously, like, Sam knows that as well. He's fully aware. He's not like, oh, Pyongyang's sick. It's like
Yeah.
better than Bali. Everyone, you
Yeah.
guys should come. Like, real cheap drinks,
Yeah.
like, awesome. Like, he's not buying into the PR.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.